The lap pocket, is that what this is?
The pocket with the flaps. So you should have a little bodice, right? With the punch hole on the little front. And you have a pocket and 2 flaps and 1 pellon of flaps. One of them, iron your pellon to one of the flaps. So make sure the shiny side is on the iron. If not, if they're glue side up, you're gonna iron, it's gonna stick to your iron. First thing you wanna do is to sew your flap first. So here's your flap.
And how is the order on there? Like what is, how did you layer everything?
Okay. So here is the 2 pieces. One of them have the pellon, okay? The other one do not. The one do not have pellon, you can just lay this one here. The one with the pellon, make sure your fabric side is on top of the other flap.
So the pellon is on top.
The pellon's on the top. Then you're going to sew a 1/4 seam allowance from the side to that triangle and pick up the side. You do not need to do on the top. So the side, 1/4 inch seam allowance. Yeah, anytime you have a waistband or a flap for a pocket, you use pellon to make them stabilize really nice and flat. That's what you use pellon for, to make something stabilize it and to keep something nice and flat. So you're gonna come around, 1/4 inch seam allowance. Anytime you turn a quarter, make sure your needle is down. So you don't need to close the top because we need to flip this over. So now we're going to flip it over. So I fold my seams to get the corner.
But then the pellon is
inside.
outside.
Yeah, the pellon will be inside after I flip them. Because remember, I'm sewing on the top side of the pellon.
Okay, so when you fold it inside out, the pellon
It's inside. That's what you want.
Because you started with it on the outside.
We started with the outside.
Yeah. Flip it.
And when you flipped it, it should be tucked inside.
Oh, we started with the pellon on the outside? Oh.
That's why when I lay them, you want to make sure that you see the pellon.
So you had both of the flaps. Yeah, okay. I didn't know.
So when it's done, your pellon should be inside.
So it should be layered pellon.
Well, okay. Earlier,
Muslin.
you can tell, yeah. When you look at the video, the one that have no pellon, you're gonna lay it on the bottom. The one that have the pellon, make sure the pellon size up when you lay on top of the
When
other
you lay
flap.
on top. So it's muslin, pellon.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you sew 1/4 inch down?
Yes. Now we're gonna do a 1/4 inch similar top stitch on the side, bottom triangle, and then up the side. 1/4 top stitch. Turn. Right now bobbin, I think, or something broke, so hold on. Oops, my thread broke. Top stitch. Okay, here's the flap when it's done. Okay. Now we're gonna do the pockets. So we have your flap prep, your pockets. You should have a 1 inch notch on, you can tell when the pattern. There's a 1 inch notch and there's a 1/2 inch notch on the bottom. So 1 inch is across and then 1/2 inch on the bottom. First thing you want to do, we're going to do the pocket opening. We're going to do the hem That notch is letting you know where the folding ends. So you're gonna fold 1/2 inch. You're gonna fold another 1/2 inch where that notch is. You're gonna do, this is the hem for the pocket opening. You're gonna do right 1/2 inch folding, but you're gonna sew right on the edge.
Do you fold down to the
notch? So here's my notch here.
Okay.
We're gonna fold 1/2.
Yeah.
And then you see this notch right here, we're gonna fold right to that notch.
So you fold it twice.
I fold it twice, and I'm gonna stitch on the inside, not on the edge, inside here. So it's just the hem, yes. It's a hem for the pockets. I'm gonna do right on the edge. Oops, I'm sorry.
On the edge.
On the edge of the fold. So I made a 1/2 inch hem. See, this is the outside, this is the inside. Okay?
What's the outside?
This is the outside,
Okay.
and this is the inside. Okay? Inside, outside. Everybody see it? So now see what the reason you have this 1/2 inch here is letting the sewer know that this is 1/2 inch seam allowance. So we're gonna press 1/2 inch down on both sides.
Press it like with.
You can press it with your finger and then press it again with your iron. So I'm gonna press both sides in and the
1/2
bottom
inch,
up. 1/2 inch bottom up.
And those you only fold once, right?
Yeah, those are only for one. Those is just seam allowance. So now after you fold it, this is what your pocket is.
But did you do that on the top as well?
No, the top we already
Oh, that
stitched
was what you
it.
said.
Yeah, this is the top we already stitched it. We just need to do the side because our pocket we don't need any raw. This is raw edge. So this is the inside, this is the outside. So I fold the side, and bottom
At the
up.
bottom.
Now,
You don't sew that?
oh I will.
Okay.
This is the pocket this is the size of the pocket. This is the size of the pocket. Now we look for, on, let's say a jacket or whatever, this is just a tiny little bodice, we look for the punch hole. The punch hole let the sewer know where to put your pockets. So you're gonna look for that, you're gonna take your pocket, where your pocket opening, where we stitched before, we're gonna look for that, see how now you wanna line it up. See how purposely we have 1/4 inch on both sides?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's when we make the pattern. I think we talked about pockets a little bit, did we? No? Okay, well I think it's next class. So you want to look for that. You want to center. You center the hole on both sides as a 1/4. So look for that first. So here's my punch hole on here. You're gonna make the pocket. There should be a 1/4 on each end in. Now we're going to center that. We're going to go up a 1/4. So what's going to happen is wherever the punch hole is, your pocket should be 1/4 above and 1/4 to the side. Well, you want to cover the hole. So we're going to go about 1/4 up, cover the hole. The reason you want to cover the hole is when they mass produce, they laser beam this. They make the hole into the pocket. If you don't cover it, if your pocket, you're stitching on right on that hole, it's gonna rip because our hand keep putting on things. You don't want that. That's the reason they make the hole inside more from the pocket. So now where we did all the folding, make sure you tuck in all your folding. And we're going to stitch, edge, stitch. Make sure you don't do the opening because that's where you're gonna put stuff. So you're gonna edge stitch the side, bottom, and side.
And is it right on the edge?
Yes, it's right on the edge. That's what you want. So we're gonna start from the top on one side.
So you just get it as close as you can?
Back stitch. And then you're gonna get very close. My eyes are not that good. I don't know why I can't see because I don't have my glasses on. Especially when edge stitch. I need to see. And if your seam's sticking out, make sure you tuck that in. Turn.
What was the seam on? Oh wait, you said
Edge.
edge. Yes.
That's back stitch. So now the pockets is placed. Oh, I found this. Oops.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Nate had the video. He can post it right. Okay. So now the pocket's in place. You get the flap. Some shirt might not even have a flap, so that would be done. But since you have the flap, okay, it would flap go this way. You don't want this raw edge, right? I mean, who wants to have a raw edge hang out? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna place it up this way. Make sure you have a good 1/4 inch space in between. So center your pocket. The flap is a little bit bigger than your pocket. Okay. Make sure you have a good 1/4 inch gap. Okay.
1/4 inch gap.
1/4 inch gap. You're going to stitch the pocket flap down, small 1/4.
Right on the edge.
Yes, small 1/4, small 1/4. Bigger than an 1/8, smaller than a 1/4. We're gonna stitch this down. Okay, I need to.
Sorry, you said an 1/8, right?
The 1/4 and then
Small
sew it to the 1/4.
Smaller than a 1/4. The reason, I'll tell you. So now, see, so you have it up. We're gonna flip this down. The reason I said that is because you're gonna top stitch a 1/4. So you don't want that. So now we're gonna top stitch a 1/4. You're gonna flip the flap down. You're gonna stitch this at a 1/4.
1/4 stitch.
I'm sorry. Yeah, from one end to the other. So now it's finally done.
Yeah.
I know you guys are like dying because you're bored. There you go. See? Pop it in. All right, you guys have plenty of